nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Sunshine Law. The New Jersey Public Meetings Act law was enacted to ensure the right to the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted on. Upon the rules of this act, the Trenton Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting by publicizing the date, time, and place, therefore posted in the Central Service Building, 108 North Clinton Avenue, City Clerk's Office, City Hall, and the Times. Anyone whose name is on the mailing list should receive a notice. Formal action will take place at this meeting. Roll call. D.A. Graham.
Present.
Fia Gusson, absent. Jason Redd.
Present.
Jane Rosenbaum, absent. Guillermo Gomez.
Present.
Gerald Trueheart.
Present.
Lucy Vandenberg.
Present.
Denise Millington.
Present.
We have a quorum. We will now take nominations for board president.
Nominate Jason.
I will accept your nominations at this time.
Nominate Jason Redd as president.
Okay, are there any more nominations? Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call. D.A. Graham.
Yes.
Fia Gusson, absent. Jason Redd.
Yes.
Jane Rosenbaum, absent. Guillermo Gomez.
Yes.
Gerald Trueheart.
Yes.
Lucy Vandenberg.
Yes.
Denise Millington.
Yes.
Congratulations to our new board president. Please take your seat at this time.
I'll entertain nominations for Vice President.
I'd like to nominate Gerald Trueheart for Vice President.
Second.
Is there any more nominations? Seeing none, roll call.
D.A. Graham.
Yes.
Fia Gusson, absent. Jason Redd.
Yes.
Jane Rosenbaum, absent. Guillermo Gomez.
Yes.
Gerald Trueheart.
Yes.
Lucy Vandenberg.
Yes.
Denise Millington.
Yes.
Gerald Trueheart is the new vice president.
I'll now entertain a motion to adopt the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
D.A. Graham.
Yes.
Fia Gusson, absent. Jason Redd. Jane Rosenbaum.
Here. Well, sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Guillermo Gomez.
Yes.
Gerald Trueheart.
Yes.
Lucy Vandenberg.
Yes.
Denise Millington.
Yes.
Motion passed.
We've now raised public participation. First to speak is Lisa McAllister, SEIU 32BJ. You have 3 minutes.
We're going to actually come up together. I assume our second speaker is Officer Francis, right?
Tanisha Francis.
Yeah. With your permission, we're going to come up together. Is that okay?
Sure, go ahead. 6 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Tanisha Francis. I'm a security officer at the Trenton Central High School. I am employed of U.S. Security Associates, working as a security officer in Trenton School District. Security officers put our lives on the line every day to protect the public infractions. When we clock in, we don't know what dangers we may face, and whether it could be our last day. We're all asked to make a commitment to our jobs, but employers must also make a commitment to their employees to treat them with respect and give them the tools and support they need to succeed. That means adequate training, which we have not received. How can U.S. security officials use the slogan safe, secure, and friendly when they have not given their security officers the training they need to help them keep the Trenton schools safe and secure? And every worker should have the right to a voice at work. Silence isn't golden. If you can speak up for yourself and speak out against injustice. For years, security officers have been fighting for our rights. They have dealt with a variety of issues concerning inadequate training, late pay, and our hours being changed. Trenton needs contractors who respect the law and employees. It's time to respect security.
My name is Lisa McAllister. I've been here a few times. It's nice to see you all. Congratulations to your president and vice president. All mixed up. Next time you have to be intense, right? So, U.S. security is a race to the bottom contractor, taking taxpayer dollars all over New Jersey when it seeks government contracts, but paying poverty wages and shortchanging the officers on whom we depend, like Officer Francis. Whether it's not paying them the right wages and benefits, not paying them on time. I'm not sure how many of you heard about what happened a month ago when right before spring break, the officers were told to report to one of the schools to pick up checks, and they got there. No checks were there. There was no explanation, and it wasn't until the officers, a group of the officers who were still there, went to the headquarters of U.S. Security and said, "Where's our paychecks?" that people scrambled and made it happen. Or not providing the required training and equipment, as Officer Francis spoke about. Trenton schools don't need another contractor that's going to use the taxpayers' dollars to create poverty wages and keep families dependent on the entitlement programs that many are using currently. Trenton needs contractors who are good corporate citizens, who respect the rights of their employees and the vital work that they do. Now, you all know that these officers have been employees of U.S. Security for years, though they tried to hide behind Bowles Security's brand name. They began their fight for respect and a voice on the job in 2012? Is that right? The same time, I believe, as your food service workers. Then and now, the officers are simply asking for those rights. We hope that motivated security will communicate clearly with the officers who work on this contract about the upcoming transition, about their hiring process, and the officers, I think that goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, the officers in Trenton schools are committed to the school, they're committed to the community, and they want to continue to serve here. We also hope that motivated security will speak about a respectful and open relationship with the officers on post in the Trenton district. We urge them, if anybody's here tonight, we urge you to respect the law and keep their promises as outlined in the service contract. And finally, we want everyone to know that 32BJ stands united with the Trenton security officers, and as a group, continue and commit ourselves to fight for respect and a voice for those who serve as the front lines in the Trenton Public Schools. And we hope that the district will closely oversee this transition and make sure that the climate and the conditions for the officers improves. Thank you.
Jessica Davis. You have 3 minutes, Ms. Davis.
Good evening, my name is Jessica Davis. I came because I reached the end of my road. I am a PTO president at Patton J. Hare Elementary School. I'm with Miss Lisa Brown. I am the first ever president at PJ Hill, and this whole time, they wanted it so bad, and I wanted it just as bad. I did everything that I can and everything in my power to try to make it work, to try to get it up and running. I am currently working with Mr. Goodwin, who's up next to speak. My principal, my parent liaison, my guidance counselor, nobody is putting a hand in this. They just recently called the police on me, stating that I was soliciting at their school on their premises because becoming a president, this is my first time, and I have been making mistakes, but they were my helping hand. And the help they gave me was a police call because I didn't have a permit that they never told me about. They are the ones I was looking up to guide me and to lead me, but apparently it's not working. I'm reaching out to y'all because I don't know what to do. I want it to be a successful process of the parents being. We have parents that want to be in there. God forbid I go and tell that story to my parents. They're going to look at me like they call the police on you. I'm there every day. I put in numerous free hours volunteering, buying food, products, anything that I can to help out at that school, and they call the police on me. Parents will look at that like, why would I ever help? When we see you, they see me. I'm always there. My face is everywhere. Anything regarding the PTO, I have purchased, put in time, wrote up papers, and the principal, she neglects time. She sets meetings that she does not attend. She will not respond to any of my emails. She will not respond to any letters that I drop off, date and time stamp that can be presented if needed. Every time I turn around, there is a problem, there is an issue. I may not have been the perfect PTO president, but I am trying. The parent liaison, which I told was supposed to be helpful in this process, and also the principal whom I'm supposed to work closely with, have done nothing but knock me down every chance they got. When they called the police on me, I thank God there's no parents around, so it's not a big thing spread around the school, so I can keep that contained as of now. I do not want this to fall. I want this to be prosperous. I want us to have a relationship that we need. I don't understand the problem. I don't even know where it started. I don't even know how we got to the point where she was calling the police on me. I called Mr. Goodman at the situation that he came and he was able to help, whereas though there was no notification, but nobody charged in an incident. I was out there set up for my PTO.
Here's your 3 minutes up. Could you wrap up your remarks?
Okay, I just came seeking help and guidance as far as Pat J. Care with the principal and the PTO. Thank you.
Mr. Goodman's one lady, about 5 to 10 minutes.
Ms. Williams?
Do you need more time now, baby? You don't need any more time?
Ms. Williams? You have 10 minutes, Ms. Williams.
I will need 10 minutes. When the security guards were here at the last meeting or the meeting before that, I tried to express to the board the critical job that they perform. And we need to do everything in our power to ensure that these young people have salary and medical benefits through the Family Leave Act, which they're entitled to the 3 that the city residents voted on the last referendum. We need these individuals. We're going to need them more now than ever with the abolishment of school disciplinarians. You have not seen yet what is going to occur in September with the abolishment of vice principals. As I stated to this board before, if you have any intent, or if administration and the schools have any intent of using our climate and culture teachers to perform that task because their schedules will somewhat allow them to have levity in being able to do other tasks, they will not, let me repeat, they will not become school disciplinarians. I can call all of these school security guards up here right now, and they would tell you on a regular basis, on a daily, as the kids would say, fighting is occurring in those schools. But yet,
security presentation. That is why the state now is forcing us to let go of disciplinarians. We are an urban school district. We know that these type of occurrences are going to continue. We should not try to hide that information. We only harm ourselves in giving our schools the support that they need. But you will find out sooner than later when somebody's child is injured, when Jane gets a number of legal lawsuits filed against this district, when you are going to be paying both solicitors, and you may have to hire a third one because all of them will not be able to do all of the work. Trust me, I've been here for 34 years. I know what I am talking about. History has its place in a district. And you need to rely on that history because you are going to be facing serious problems in September. And then you're going to have Jane scurrying around trying to find money to bring back disciplinarians. When you knew from the onset that these positions are only going to be needed. Trust me, lawsuits are going to be occurring. Right now, they're on the front lines. They prevent parents from coming in, walking into buildings, trying to assault our teachers. I can go through a litany of things, but I won't this evening. Things that you're unaware of, and yet you had a glorified presentation that all is well. But all is not well in our schools. And we need to come to that realization. As I said before on last week, don't believe everything that you're told through a presentation. Do your research. Ask questions. They only are telling you what they want you to believe on the surface. Dig deep. This is an urban school district. If I was a board member, I would have made school visitations. I would have spoken to the guards. I would have spoken to teachers. Were R90s done? Did you have any fights today? What's going on in your building? Each of you right now should be assigned schools that you're visiting on a regular basis to find out as board members what the climate and culture is. When I was the president of Hamilton, I assigned each board member 3 schools. Find out. Become closely aligned with these schools. Find out firsthand like Mr. Shelton used to do. Visit schools. Talk to principals. Talk to teachers. Talk to custodial staff. Talk to the cafeteria workers. How's the food? Is it good or kids throwing it away? What are the complaints? Hear it for yourselves. I know you're here to set policy, but you still have to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on in our schools and not just sitting in these lovely leather chairs once a month to listen to what's going on. And you need to be actively involved in programmatic things that are taking place in our district that I don't see many of you at. I see Denise and a few others, but that's a part of your responsibility to let the community know. Besides sitting in those chairs that the mayor appoints you to, you have a bigger and a larger responsibility to the children, to the parents, and to the greater Trenton community.
Here, 5 minutes, Madam President.
No one signed up for it? I think Tawanda's on the list. All right, good evening, and I'd like to extend congratulations to the new board president and vice president. And good evening to the community as well. I have several items that I want to speak to you about this evening. The first one, just to comment on the Progressive Science Initiative that's going on at our middle schools and our high school. Most of you have read the newspaper articles and are following what's going on with this program. I want you to make some connections. This Board of Education this year had an agreement with the Woodrow Wilson Fellowship, right?
And so you had a relationship in which they brought fellows into the high school, and they worked with teachers of Trenton Public Schools, and they worked very closely, and they learned our program of algebra-based physics, and will now earn certification in that area. Now, many of those fellows said, we want to work in Trenton. Now here's our irony. You have 6 fellows who will earn physics certification. One has promised that he will wait and work for Trenton Public Schools. Then we have our competition. Our competition is the STEM Charter School Academy, who I am told will snatch up the other 5. That's problematic. We have trained these individuals, and now they will compete with Trenton Public Schools. That's sad. That we do not have positions, and that we are cutting. And I know it's no fault of your own, but we have to reach out and make sure that we have funds to secure staff when we train them. Otherwise, we shouldn't train them for the competition. The other matter is that these very individuals, or from what I'm being told, are waiting for us to vacate St. Mary's so that they can set up the STEM Academy at St. Mary's. Another irony. To be our competition around the corner. So the SDA is paying for that building. And I sincerely hope that we do not vacate it for them to take over. And they would, if you vacate it and you move our program to Monument, we still don't have enough room in that building to service all of the incoming freshmen. So then what? We're going to say we don't have seats for you and send them to the charter school? I'm asking you to ask some questions around this and to see actual enrollment numbers of who is sitting in our 8th grade seats right now, of how many slots we have open and available to our 10th through 12th graders, because we need the extra space that they are now utilizing at West Campus for our 10th to 12th graders next year. And you really need to move all 9th graders and the ESLs back into the 9th grade. That would mean, from the calculations that I have, the numbers I have, it's 700 and some odd students. You can't fit them all in St. Mary's. You cannot fit them all in Monument. It appears to me, because I can do basic math, that we will need both of these locations.
That's right.
The next thing that I want to talk about are our teachers of mathematics in our secondary grades 6 through 12. As part of the RIF, and I don't know who did the determination about how many math teachers we need, but it came to us that we had to lay off 5 math teachers. Hard to find certification in our urban areas. I just certainly hope that whoever did those calculations did them correct, because I don't know how just 4 math teachers can service large middle schools. So we have middle schools that this year have 6 math teachers, and someone told them you'll only need 4 in that building next year. I hope that all of our children can have math. The last thing that I want to talk about is non-renewals, because I'm kind of perplexed. I thought that non-renewed was somewhat synonymous with being fired. We don't want you. You have not done that job the way that it should be done. Well, it's come to my attention that a non-renewed administrator is now being put up for a promotion. So my question is simple. Does that now mean that all non-renewed teachers can now reapply? And if so, let me know. I will make the phone calls and I will tell them that you now have a new way of doing business and they can come back to their jobs as well. Thank you.
Michael Goodwin. 3 minutes. Superintendent, Board President, Board members, good evening. I'd like to bring to your attention an issue that I believe provided was brought to your attention already by the current or the president of the PTA over at PJ Hill Elementary School. I received a phone call from her several weeks ago in regards to a relationship in terms of trying to establish a PTA and PTO with the principal. At first, I thought it was a general communication relationship problem. However, a few days ago, I think it was on Thursday of last week, I got another phone call from the president stating that she was about to get locked up. The principal called the police on her, was about to lock her up. So in the midst of all that was going on, I couldn't gather what was happening at the school, so I said, I'll be right there. So before I get to the school, and I go to the office with the anticipation of talking to them both, trying to bridge the gap in terms of communication and peace. However, the principal comes out and she begins to have a discussion which leads to an exchange in regards to what she felt the situation was. I'm not here to assassinate her in public, but nonetheless, I believe the culture and the context in which she handled the situation was not appropriate. I think the manner in which she can handle it could have been different. And I think that given her posturing at that particular time, it represented to me that there's some underlying issues that's there with her and the PTO and a few parents there. And I think that needs district or board intervention because if that's something they're festering, it's going to hinder the growth of the relationship we're trying to build in terms of community partnerships and family and community engagement. So I think that really needs to be addressed there. I'm not here to say one side or the other is more aggressive than the other, but I've had a conversation with both parties, and I think that I had to remind the principal to stay above the fray. I also had to remind her surrounding staff also to not get dragged to the other side. That being said, I think that this board needs to look at that situation over at PJ Hill in terms of the leadership. I think they should have handled more appropriately. Again, rather than going into details about how the principal handled that situation, I think that you guys should. I believe you guys should really look into that. I think I addressed an email to the superintendent, also Mrs. Smallwood, asking that you guys.
Mr. Goodman, your time is up. Can you record your comment to the list?
So again, I strongly suggest that you guys take a look at the situation over here between the principal and the PTA and PTO.
Thank you. That concludes public comment. So we'll now move into board member comments. We'll now move to the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
D.A. Graham,
Yes.
Sophia Gusson.
Yes.
Jason Redd, Jane Rosenbaum.
Yes.
Guillermo Gomez.
Yes.
Gerald Trueheart.
Yes.
Lucy Vandenberg.
Yes.
Denise Middleton. Motion passed.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to exec session. Whereas the Open Public Meetings codified at NJSA 10:4-6, ex sequitur permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting under certain circumstances, and whereas the Trenton Board of Education is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, indicated as follows: personnel matters related to the employment, appointment, termination of employment, terms and conditions of employment, evaluation of performance of, promotion or disciplining of any specific prospective public officer or employee, or current public officer or employee, employed or appointed by the public body, unless all individuals who could be adversely affected request in writing that the matter be discussed at a public meeting, the superintendent's evaluation. Now therefore be it resolved by the Trenton Board of Education, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, that an executive session be held on May 18, 2015 for the statutorily permissible purpose indicated in this resolution. Be it further resolved that action may be taken by the board when it reconvenes in open session, and be it finally resolved that minutes of the executive session with regard to the above subject matter shall be disclosed to the public at a later date, and to the extent that the same is not prejudicial to the interest of the parties involved, no longer adverse to public interest, or does not endanger any individual's right to privacy. So I'll entertain a motion.
D.A. Graham.
Yes.
Sophia Gusson. Jason Redd. Jane Rosenbaum. Guillermo Gomez. Joe Trueheart. Lucy Vandenberg. Denise Middleton. Motion passed.